Hey y'all, what's up? Peace, love, abundance, blessings. My name is AstroPapi, and this is a video on how to work with the Goetia demons, alright? Demons were originally called diamonds, and they are primordial beings of the underworld. We have to understand something, y'all. Demons are not all bad in the same way that humans are not all good or bad. Demons come from the underworld, which is under earth. It is the dark roots. In the same way that the flowers that you see in the spring is so beautiful and cute, it went through darkness. Before we expand, we must go through darkness. Before earth grew and rose, it started in darkness. Darkness is the origin of life. Before you were born, you were asleep in darkness. And when you birth, you saw light. All right, Ashe. So the reason why I bring this up is because love and light workers will tell you, you have to pick a side. There's only one way or another. Then can you explain to me the high priestess? Real quick, because she stands between the pillar of darkness and light. And if we were to take this a step further, if you were to look at the Kabbalah, the tree of life, there is two pillars. There is one pillar of darkness called the pillar of severity, severeness. And there is the light pillar, which is the pillar of light, compassion, mercy, forgiveness, connections. But the pillar of darkness is about taking action, discipline, and the enforcement of laws. All right, y'all. So before we go even deeper, my name is AstroPapi. Please leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. It really supports the algorithm, and it is free to do so. You know, when you give good vibes, you get good vibes. All right, Ashe. And I'm going to recommend y'all some books. I'm going to talk about my experience on working with demons. All right, so we know that Western religion has scared the masses. The expansion of the church has scared the masses into believing in anything spiritual. Oh no, you can't look at astrology. Oh no, tarot. Oh no, candles. Oh, you're talking to your ancestors. You can't talk to the dead. I do this for a living, and a lot of us do this for a living, and this was an ancient practice. This was part of the ancestral ways in which we did things prior to the massive expansion of the church and colonialism. So don't listen. Don't listen. Don't listen. And I bring this up because daemons are part of that category. Daemons are the primordial beings of earth. They are here to protect earth, but they have to do so through means of darkness, meaning that they have to enforce things. They have to make sure that things are checked. Now, when we think of somebody who is a mass murderer, right? When they're going through trial, even the best of people, even the most love and light people ain't going to be preaching too much forgiveness. They're going to be like, yeah, execution. So if that is the case, we have to remember that everything in this world is being reflected in the spiritual world. Well, who do you think the executioners are? Who do you think the givers of punishments are? In order to allow justice to step forward. And if we look at the justice card of tarot, there is the scales. The scales deal with forgiveness, balance, and harmony, which is necessary. Y'all gotta be the embodiment of both to be whole and perfect and to make good rational decisions. However, we also have the sword. The sword is about inflicting force. Sometimes we must strike even if we do not want to. And this is just getting us ready to understand that demons have a functionality and a purpose. They were originally called diamonds. They are original spirits of earth, original watchers of earth. They are earth guardians. So when they come forward and they show up to you, or you're feeling a magnetic pull to them, understand that there's more than meets the eye to them. And even though Hollywood and Western religion can bring up these fears regarding them, they are more complex than we think they are. And they are older and far wiser than us. That's why they're guides. They're here to teach us wisdom in the same way that celestial beings from the cosmos are, all right? And if we take this even further, when we think of demons in popular culture, like the exorcisms and all that, like, yes, there are low vibrational beings. Sometimes those aren't demons. Sometimes those are trickster spirits. Sometimes, and they feed off of your fear. These Goetia demons, they too strong to feed off your fear. It ain't gonna do nothing for them. And then we also got in tranquil spirits, which are spirits of the dead who refuse to cross over. And yes, there are lower entities in hell, of course, but we also have lower versions of humans, people who do bad, people who are constantly doing crimes, scamming others, hurting others. And we have humans who are fighting for social justice, our teachers, our nurses, our healers, our shamans, our activists. So you can't just label all demons as bad. And you gotta understand something. The same people who told you in the church that demons are bad, that comes from the origin of the fact that they didn't want you working with them. They didn't want you tapping into your spiritual gifts and powers. That is why the Vatican has so many spiritual texts hidden in there. That includes texts regarding the daemons. That includes texts from the Aztecs, the Mayans, Kemite, all around the world that they supposedly burned down. Nah, y'all, they didn't take away your spirituality and just tell you it was bad. They took it away and used it. So daemons are not a joke to work with, though. Don't get it twisted. They are very strong elders. So it's the same thing if you were to go to an elder's home in this world. You're not going to go in being like, hey, I command you to do this. Hey, I need you to do this or else. No, they don't do your biddings. They are not here to perform something. They are not no circus monkeys for y'all. They are teachers. If you want them to do stuff for you, then you have to learn from them. They are here to give us expansion. But before you even work with demons, you have to already be experienced with shadow work, knowing your own shadows, because there are demons that will fuck with you and exploit you if you do not have your own inner work done. Essentially, this doesn't mean you gotta be perfect. This doesn't mean that you gotta be fully in balance. It just means that you must have some experience with knowing yourself, knowing your triggers, your insecurities and all that, because if you don't and you're just one of those people that walks around projecting it, yeah, you gonna catch the discipliners. They'll mess with you because they know that you still have an attachment to these triggers. That's not to say they all will do that. They're also here to show us how to ground ourselves, how to better take care of ourselves. There are some demons that can show you astronomy, astrology, some that will show you how to protect yourself while being spiritual, being empathic, walking through people, moving through people. They'll show you how to work with countering negative spiritual attacks, hexes and all that, how to block them, how to defend yourself against them. And I know there are beings of light, but yeah, I'm gonna be honest, there are times where you do need to approach the darker beings, including daemons. There are times where you need to call upon the wrathful warriors. We can't just forgive and turn the other cheek if somebody keeps slapping us. How many cheeks you got? 2. All right? So demons have a purpose and a function is the biggest message that I want to give y'all. And I have been seeing demons for quite some time, and it really took me some years before I started working with them, even though sometimes I would feel a push and call to them. And I know there's a lot, and I know it can get overwhelming. You honestly just have to take your time looking at each one of them and seeing who picks you, because they pick you. We don't pick them. And you also have to know, if you don't have the capacities to work with one right now, just be like, yo, it ain't the time yet. Because they are serious beings with serious paths. Now, I'm going to recommend y'all some books. We have The Complete Book of Demonolatry by S. Connolly. This book gives you an introduction to working with demons, to prayers for demons, to their functionality, to their stories in human history, through even like sigils, starting a demon coven if you're interested in that. I mean, most of us work solitary up in these streets in this modern age, but it just talks also about how demons are representations of nature and the elementals. Very good book to start off with, to get to know them, to get to know each and every one of their functions. We also have the Demonolatry Goetia. This is a modern telling of the Lesser Keys of Solomon, which y'all can check out, and it does introduce you to the demons of the Goetia. But this book is also just good for like a more modernized approach. It talks about what planets these beings align with, what elements, and they do align to elements, and there are powerful days to work with them as well, and what their functions are. Now, another book to get. This one is if you want to get to know a certain demon and you just want to look through them. We have the Dictionary of Demons. I will leave links for all of these below. And this just goes into the history of different demons and their functions and purposes and what they can do. I do want to let y'all know, though, that even though you can read texts of them, you still have to do the work to connect with them and meditate with them, because there are some stories that when you start connecting with these beings, you start realizing, like, that's not fully real or true. For example, a lot of people associate Lucifer, Baphomet, and Satan as being all one. Baphomet is not a demon. Baphomet is a being of chaos, bearing light and dark, masculine, feminine, as above, so below. But he gets grouped in because he does know how to work with chaos magic, dark magic. And there are times and places where dark magic is needed when you need to protect yourself from a situation of extreme violence. All right? Then we have the story of... Oh, wait, sorry. Let me get back into that, because I just want to tell you all these myths. So then we also got Lucifer being compared to Satan. Satan is definitely in hell, but Satan is a... When I see Satan, I've talked to him, and I've also talked to God and the angels. Like, again, there's polarity. I've talked to Christ. I've talked to Mary Magdalene. I see an older man, and I see somebody who's kind of stepping back and just letting all these demons run everything, especially Asmodeus. Asmodeus is one of the major kings of the underworld. Yes, there's a little bit of a hierarchy there, or definitely a hierarchy. No need to sugarcoat that. And Lucifer is different from Satan. Satan was assigned the role of taking care of the underworld. If God, according to Christian theology and Catholic theology, was banishing Satan, why does God keep Satan around? Is it because Satan is needed for a narrative? Is it because we need a good cop and a bad cop? Or is it because without Satan, or the devil or darkness, there wouldn't be any harmony in the universe? Then we would have evil people running amok without any enforcement. So we need somebody to watch that. If God is watching over the heavens, we need somebody who watch over hell. You get it? You get it? Okay, cool. Then Lucifer is actually, and I'll do a video on Lucifer soon, is actually a representation of young anarchy, of rebellion. Did you grow up or knew somebody who grew up in a household where they had strict parents, and their strict parents brought them up and said, when you grow up, you're going to be like this, 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 and this? Now, I know that there's stories that Lucifer was jealous of humans and all of this, but it's more so like, yo, I don't want to ride with this. I don't want these responsibilities. I don't want to go in this path that you have carved out for me prior to my conception. Did y'all parents not give y'all expectations that you didn't want to meet? Okay, so Lucifer is an air elemental being who can manifest as masculine or feminine, believe it or not, and is here to show you how to break through mental prisons of your mind or mental limitations, or if somebody is trying to won over you, son you, basically run your life. Lucifer can show up as a guide and be like, hey, get it together. And I remember he did that for me. But I was like, yo, you evil. I can't work with you. I still had those conceptions, although I was already doing divination and readings and talking to ancestors and different guides of that sort. This is not to say these beings aren't chaotic, but chaos is neutral. It's not good or bad, in the same way that nature can give and sometimes nature can destroy. So then we also have the story of Asmodeus. Asmodeus is the king of hell, but his story is that basically he gets crazy over virgins and he will kill all the husbands of virgins. And there's a story that he basically killed like 7 or 9 potential candidates for this human woman who was supposed to get married, and she was part of a royal family. Now, when I've talked to Asmodeus and connected with Asmodeus personally, what I was told was she never wanted that. She was in a position, like most queens are, where our princesses are, where they have to be forced into an arranged marriage. Don't you want to be protected from an arranged marriage? Especially when there are so many efforts and plots to get you to be a political tool and you have no free will. The demons are here to break you free. All right, so if they've been coming to you, they trying to get you to expand, to break away conventions, ideas that limit us, societal based ideas, colonial frameworks. Oh, Ashe. So I'm gonna show y'all also some tarot decks that I work with. I have the Daemon Tarot, very good, very good, and the Goetia Tarot. Again, all the links will be down below. And what I do with these decks, if you're new and if you're just attracted to the demons, or you've been feeling them or been thinking about them, or they've been coming to you, you can pull some cards and see which ones call to you. That's what I do. I pull some cards. These are basically based on each demon of the Goetia. And I see which one calls. Then, being the nerd that I am, I go to my handy dandy, the Dictionary of Demons notebook, and I see what they're about. And there is a time and place where I'm meant to connect with them. Sometimes some come and they want to connect, and I'm like, not yet. And sometimes I want to connect with them, and they're like, not yet. So that's really how it works, y'all. They're teachers, they're disciplinaries, they're enforcers of punishment. Without them, justice would not be served. We could think of this as pretty much who's watching over a prison. Sheriffs. People who have to enforce laws. All right. The FBI, secret agents. All right. All right. That's pretty much it on working with demons. Be respectful, be polite, understand that they are protectors. They have a role, they have a function, they have a purpose. And before you start saying all demons are evil and bad, you might want to look into yourself and look at your own inner demons before they become subconscious projections. And yes, if you want to work with these demons, they're going to make sure that any sort of mental inhibitions that you have are removed. They done it for me. They told me, Brian, you always get so scared of taking decisions in your life that will involve conflict. And it's true. I'm always like, well, I want to be peaceful. I want to be zen. And if y'all know my vibe, y'all see my other videos, y'all know I'm really chill. But they told me, Brian, you cannot have passivity if it's at a form of your own detriment or sacrifice, pretty much. And it's true. Time and time again, they showed up for years. Each time there was somebody who was trying to get away with something with me, trying to be a bully, or, like I could give an example, like somebody who was basically trying to be my employer and wasn't paying me what I deserved, but wanted to keep me stuck there and binded, wanted to make me feel like there's nothing better out there for me. And that's just one example. And that's when Lucifer came in and was like, yo, I need you to break free from this. I need you to think bigger and wiser. And if we were to go even deeper, if you look at the Kabbalah tree of life, I'm going to use this book cover for example. There is the pillar of Gevora. Gevora is the enforcement of laws. That takes action, strength, and swinging the sword. There is a time and place to swing your sword, y'all. There is a time and place to swing your sword. And there is a time and place to work and embody the light. And there is a time and place to work with demons. You cannot be whole if you do not work with your light and your darkness. And what both guides, both angels and demons, are here to show us is more of us, more of our own virtues, more of our own reservoirs of strength and power. All right? Ashe, stay beautiful, stay abundant, stay great. If y'all have any questions, let me know. If y'all have any ideas for conversations we should talk about, I am more than happy to do so. I'm out. Peace, love, abundance, blessings to you all. And may you connect with the demons with groundedness, ease, and respect, really. Ashe.